Hello guys, channel to my welcome. Okay, be serious. I'm serious. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you all are doing fine. So in this video, I'm going to review the book Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. This is one of those novels that are beautifully written, and it is simple yet it is so effective that it will make you emotional. So before moving further, let's hop into the plot of the book without any spoilers. There's a cafe in Tokyo, and in that cafe they serve a specially brewed coffee to their customers so that they can travel back in time. So to travel back in time, the customer have to sit at a particular seat, and they cannot leave the cafe when they move back to the past, and they must finish their drink before the coffee gets cold to come back in the present. So this book has 4 different stories of different people, but they all are connected to each other because some of them are regular customers of the cafe and some are the staff. All 4 of them want to travel back in time for different reasons, and hoping that it will help them in order to confront a man who has left them, and to receive a letter from the husband who has lost his memory because of Alzheimer's, and to see her sister one last time. And the 4th story is about to meet a daughter who they never get chance to meet. So these are the 4 different stories that you will come across in this book. All the stories in this book are emotional, and this is the first time and the first book that has made me so emotional that I almost had tears in my eyes while I was reading those stories, because they are just so heart touching. When I read the first chapter, I was like, this is a okay book, and then I read the second chapter, and the second chapter was very emotional. Third was also nice, and the 4th one was literally heart-wrenching, heart-melting, and everything. It was just so good. The 4th story and the second stories are my favorite, to be honest. Even though they can travel back in time, they can't change the present, so what's the point of going back? Still they went back in time, hoping that they can turn the conversation in different ways, or they can meet a certain person, or they can get a kind of closure that can help them to move on. So yeah, this is what this story is about. The story is really well detailed. It is not a fast-paced book, but it is written so beautifully that it will give you just all the kind of emotions and feelings. In fact, this book is translated from Japanese to English. I felt it didn't lost its essence, like when we translate from certain language to a different language or English, the main emotion of the story or the words of the story are get changed. But I don't think that has been any problem in this book, because even though it is translated, it is so beautifully written. Like, heads off to translator, he has done a great job at translating this book. I wanted to read Japanese author for a long time, and I was just confused which book I should read because there are just so many authors. Then I started reading this book, and it was definitely worth it, and I'm definitely going to read more of the Japanese author because they are just so good. If you want to try Japanese author, then you can definitely go ahead with this book because it is so amazing, and I have suggested this book to few people and they all liked it. So I was like, let's make review video of this book, and wanted to make this book because this book is definitely one of my favorites now. So either you will love this book or you might not like it, but you will definitely enjoy the idea and plot of this book. I read this book because I wanted to read a short book or a new kind of story, so that's why I picked up this book, and this one ended up being one of my favorites in the January. I love the simplicity of this book, and yet it is so effective and so emotional. So the cover of this book is one of the reasons that got my attention, because I like this book's cover. So I was like, this covers look interesting, and then I read the plot. It was also interesting, and I wanted to read a short book, so I ended up reading it, and rest is the story. If I have to rate this book out of 5 stars, then I'm going to give it 5 stars without any doubt. And it's been so long that I've got a 5-star read. All of them ended up being 4.5 or 4.7, but no one ended up making it to 5 stars in almost 6 months. So I'm very happy that I finally got a 5-star book, and it was just amazing. Read this book when you want to read a simple yet unique type of book. I read it because I wanted to read simple kind of book at that time, because I was reading too much thriller at that time. I'll say this book is also feel good type of book. I don't know, even though it's emotional, it is still a very satisfying book, and you can easily complete this book in one day. But you can also do like one or 2 stories a day, because that's what I did. So yeah, that was my review of Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I have also made that book of the month and book of the year thing on my this journal. So there was a confusion like which book I should make my January favorite, because Home Before Dark and Before the Coffee Gets Cold, I like both this book, and these books are totally different. That is crime, horror, thriller type of book, and this is totally and fantasy, simple yet beautiful romance kind of book. But Home Before Dark was not a 5-star for me, but this book was 5-star read for me and yet unique, so I ended up giving this book my January faves. If you like to read detailed review of the books, then you can check out my blog. I upload detailed review there. And to connect with me, follow me on my Instagram. I'm very much active there. I hope this video was helpful to you, and do let me know your favorite book in the comment section. And also, if you have read this book, then do let me know your opinion about it in the comment section. See you in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and bye bye. I always do this thing, I don't know why.